We are said to be the recipients of God's grace, and we'll talk about grace in some upcoming lessons. But John 1:16 says, "For of his fullness we have all received, and grace upon grace." And grace upon grace. Now the word upon here, interestingly enough, translates the Greek preposition on "t," which is one of the two main prepositions I talked about before, huper and on "t," and it's the idea of substitution. So we have all received grace upon grace, and it's the idea of multiplying grace or grace in exchange for grace. It's kind of a difficult concept really to wrap our brain around, but I think what John is communicating is the idea of just grace multiplied. So it's this idea that you can never outdo God's grace. It's, as I think of it, it's like the pie that gets bigger with every bite. The more that you partake of it, the more there is available to you. And of course, Ephesians 2:8-9 says, "For by grace you have been saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It," that is salvation, "is the gift of God, and not of works, lest any man should boast." So again, for by grace you have been saved. We are the recipients of God's grace. And grace translates the Greek word charis, C-H-A-R-I-S, charis. And we get the word charisma in the English, or even charismatic. We think of someone with a charismatic personality. And it can have that nuance of something that is beautiful or attractive, and we'll talk about that in future lessons. But the main idea of it is that one person freely confers something upon another who does not deserve it. You see, it is undeserved kindness. It is unmerited or unearned favor, and it is born out of the bounty and goodness of the giver, and is no way predicated upon the beauty or worth of the object. It's like God's love and grace, like all of his attributes of that which God gives, he gives because of who he is. And so again, God gives out of the bounty of his own resources, and it's very open-handed, and again is in no way predicated upon the beauty or worth of the object. And so, for by grace, you don't earn it, you don't deserve it, but by grace you have been saved through faith.